Yeah, what a tune. Getting ready for this morning. Nothing like waking up to some good tunes. But it's missing something, isn't it? Without all the and the horns and the brass, it's missing something. Gotta say, it needs that. It needs that. I'm gonna have to upload the whole thing, aren't I? Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody here. We are getting wound up and ready for the show. The live wire is red and the ground wire is black, Loki. I have no idea what the hell that means. I have no idea. I have absolutely no clue what the hell that means. Good morning, everybody. We're getting ready to go. We're gonna kick it into high gear, and we're gonna have one hell of a Thursday on Thirsty Thursday.
Listen well, brother.
I'm listening.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
There can be only one.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
He's the angriest wrench in Valhalla. And he's got 27 ribs. Mary's game room. It's Taj Maloney. Psychodorm Night. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Mephisto's movie review. Just as Lavalina. The greatest prolific Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning to everybody. I hope you guys are having a great week. It is Thursday, and we are talking fast and talking hard this morning because, by God, they just don't get it, do they? They just don't get it. We don't want a whole bunch of reboots, retreads, rehashes, rebullshits, remakes, redos. We don't want any of that shit. We want new, interesting material. We are sick and we are tired of seeing the same shit replayed, retread, redone over and over and over again because it needs to be remade for a modern day audience. We represent the Retread Guild, the Retread Guild, the Retread Guild. We don't need any of that. We don't need any of that bullshit. What we need is good, great content. One of the masters of good, great content, new stuff is right here in the audience. His name is Dega Outlaw. Make sure if you have not checked out Dega's books, you check them out. Evolution, Blood Witch. You will be amazed at what can happen when an intelligent mind sits down and writes science fiction and fantasy. It's right there. Ladies and gentlemen, he's here every single morning. He is here on Thursday nights for 7 Kinds of Mischief. And he is a wonderful, absolutely wonderful writer. And I'm embarrassing the shit out of him right now. He's like, Loki, shut up. But still, absolutely amazing. We want new stuff, man. We don't want, you know what? I found out they're going to redo Stargate. And they're not just going to redo it. They're going to go back to the very beginning and completely remake it. And I'm like, oh, Christ, no, we do not want that. We want continuations. We want new stories. We want new ideas. If you're going to come out with a new Stargate, give us something continuing the saga we followed for decades. Don't give us bullshit. Do not give us bullshit. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to reboot it from the very beginning and give us this retelling of this story that we already know and love because they're out of ideas. There's nothing left. Ladies and gentlemen, there is absolutely nothing left. Daryl the Daryl, like, what is up, my friend? Greetings, program. Hollywood needs an enema. That's right. This town needs an enema. I wish I had a little boo buzzer I could blow. Because that's what I need right now. Is one of those party buzzer. Because it does. It needs an enema. It needs to be cleaned out. It needs to be cleaned out. It needs good cleaning. Why? Because they're all up their own asses. Oh my God, you know what we'll do? We'll take this old show that no one's ever heard of, Stargate. No one's ever heard of that, right? And we'll make it for today. That's just what we wanted to hear. We'll make it for modern day audiences. Scissor girls, come on, let's scissor. Let's get ready. We're more powerful together. No! Cleopatra was a Gould and she was black, a Stargate executive. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm not shocked, but I'm shocked. So that's what we're gonna get. That is what we're gonna get. We're gonna get some rehashed, reshot bullshit that no one cares about. That no one gives a shit about. You know, Dega knows Malozzi, Joseph Malozzi, and they were ready to bring back Stargate. They were ready to bring it into the 2020s, to bring it back, and it be badass. And I guarantee you, they ran over that entire idea and came up with this. Well, if we're going to do it, we need to do it from the beginning and we need to start all over and nothing that happened before counts. Yeah, it's upsetting. Star Wars did it softly. Star Wars did it behind your back. Star Wars came up and stabbed you in the back with it. They didn't just tell you, hey, we're going to get rid of everything that came before. We're going to wipe the slate clean and we're going to start over with this new person and they're going to go off and they're going to become the Jedi Master that rebuilds everything. Not Luke like you thought, because we can't do that. We can't have that. We can't have a man in charge of anything. We need Rey, all-powerful soul sister Rey. Great. Good morning, Leia Rose. How are you doing? Oh, I'm not going to stroke out. I'm just pissed. It's another show in a long list of shows that they're just going to ruin. They're just going to drive into the ground. Put a stake in it. It's done before it even comes out. Jabba Kree. So yeah, I can do my Jabba Kree. Shellkek Nemron, Master Teal'c. It's the first thing I tell him. Christopher Judge. Shellkek Nemron, motherfucker. It's all gone. It's all gone. None of it happened. Doesn't matter. They'll probably, in the next couple of years, they'll probably say, well, we couldn't do any of that because all of that's unwatchable and no one's ever going to watch it. No one's ever going to watch it. Stargate's over. Stargate's done. Stargate's finished. We got to come out with a totally new Stargate and start all over from the original. Nothing happened. They didn't even do that in the series. They at least acknowledged everything that happened in the movie. And they started from there. Dear friend of mine hates that SGU didn't get an ending. I'm right there with you. And they know the ending. They know what was going to happen. He can tell you exactly what's going to happen. Malosi can tell you what's going to happen. They know. They know. They've talked about it. You can learn Klingon. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Go out and find out what a patach is. Patach J. Yeah, go out and find out what a patach is. It is one of the worst Klingon curses imaginable because it denotes that you're like a little furry bunny. You're a little harmless, furry little creature, bunny-like creature that can harm nothing. It is the worst insult to throw at a Klingon, is calling him a patach. Yes. They've got Klingon Language Lab. I used to have the Klingon Language Lab. And then you could learn the Klingon language. Absolutely wonderful. You can learn things like Bach, which means fire. Of course, I know what fire is. Of course, I know what fire is in Klingon. Patach. Patach J. I have the original Stargate movie and the whole TV show on DVD in box sets. Yes. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I thought about getting the Blu-ray, but the Blu-ray of the original series is the same quality. They don't upscale anything. So it is the only difference is the last 2 seasons. I think 2 or 3 seasons where they went to a widescreen format. It's worth getting it on Blu-ray. Everything else, it's disappointing. The audio's the same. The image is the same. They never bothered preserving anything to make it a higher quality. So, Ta pach ta beh. To be or not to be, Captain. We need breathing room. Earth, Hitler, 1938. Anyway. Why do we don't want any of this shit. We don't want any of this shit. We don't want any of this crap and retread and reboots. Point of order. Loki, I would rather they reboot, not destroy Jack O'Neill. That leaves me with the better SG-1 to watch with these characters intact. Who's to say it won't be Jackie O'Neill? Grumpy old Marine vet. Who's to say it won't be Jackie O'Neill? A female Jack. Because, yeah, they get to be edgy and defiant. How do you know they're not going to do that? And just make Danielle, and Jackie. I can totally see him doing that. I can totally see them doing that. I want continuations. I want the stuff I like to matter, to have counted. It doesn't. And they want to make sure you know that. They want to make sure you know that nothing you liked matters. Star Trek original series doesn't matter. They don't even like TNG. They don't even like TNG. They don't want TNG to exist. When you're talking about Picard and the things that happened in Picard, the first 3 seasons, the only 3 seasons of Picard, they don't want to go back and watch TNG. They consider it like campy and hokey and pointless. So they don't want to go back and watch it and do their homework. Could you imagine if when they were gearing up to do the second Star Trek movie, they just said, you know what? We need to just do something that has nothing to do with the original series. We don't need to go back and watch the original series. So let's just not. And suddenly Wrath of Khan never existed. Why? Because nobody locked themselves in a hotel room and watched the entire original series front to back and said, let's do a continuation of Space Seed. Khan is the most interesting villain in the entire 3 years of Star Trek. Let's do a continuation. Let's do Wrath of Khan. Khan comes back for revenge because no one bothered watching the original series. It never happens. And they do some shitty, campy, stupid movie, and that's it. Star Trek never has a Star Trek 3, never has a Star Trek 4, never has a Star Trek 5, never has a Star Trek 6. TNG never exists. We never get Deep Space Nine. We never get Voyager. We never get any of it. All because someone didn't want to go back and watch the original series and look for a great story. It's that easy. It's that easy. And I'll agree with this statement. Project Storytime. Every season, 1 episode of TNG is better than any episode of Picard. I agree with that. I will agree with that. I was talking about this last night on Pacific 414's channel. I like the banter between Picard and Riker, and I like the familiarity of the crew. But the story sucked. The ideas behind it sucked. There were a whole bunch of things that were never explained. Again, Federation evil. And for anybody out there that's like, oh my God, Loki, the Borg taking over the Federation doesn't make them evil. They were evil before that. Remember? Because they tortured the changelings and blah, blah, blah. But that was Section 31. No, it wasn't. Not on a Federation starbase. Kiss my ass. They made it out to be the Federation. And then, just to cover up their sins, they had that lead changeling, Amanda Plummer, say that they had to steal the cure. They did. The changelings had to steal the cure. No, bitch. 2 humans did. 2 humans stole it. Bashir and O'Brien. So don't give me that shit. They stole it for their friend, Odo, their brother. They put their lives on the line to save their friend and their brother. And he gave up everything he ever knew, everything he ever cared about, to return home and cure all you worthless fucks. So don't give me that shit. Do not give me that shit. Oh, well, Loki, they never explained to her. You never explained that. Not once. Not once. You never did it. Terry, I'm sorry. Your this whole thing with season 3, this whole story sucked. It sucked. I'm sorry. It sucked. The characters, seeing the characters again, that was great. Seeing the crew again, that was great. But you screwed up. You screwed up. And Pacific 414 pointed out that Geordi's daughter said she got upset because she was a pilot. Guess what? Guess who the second best pilot on the Enterprise D was? Geordi. He was a great pilot. He was a wonderful pilot. They don't know that, though, because they didn't bother going back and doing their fucking homework. They didn't bother going back and doing their homework. These people do not have the skills to ride in a dump truck, much less run a show like this. If you're going to do a remake or a reboot or something of a show that lasted 7 fucking years, you better damn well have done your homework. And they didn't. And the first 2 seasons show that they didn't. The first 2 seasons prove that they didn't. I wouldn't put him in charge of a wet fucking paper bag, much less a show, and put him as showrunners.
Mr. Loki, can I please be put in charge of this wet paper?
No, Alex, you can't. I can't trust you to do shit. I can't trust you to keep your eyes on the ball and know what the hell you're doing.
But it's just a wet
No. No. N-O. Just like fucking Echo Base. No. I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Roddenberry thought it was hilarious to have a blind man driving the Enterprise. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And look what they did with it. They fucked it up. Why? It's not because they're not Gene. Because there are people that have been in charge of Star Trek that have ran things just fine before. It's this. Get Kurtzman out. Get JJ away from it. Get anyone connected to Bad Reboot out. Paramount, you have a responsibility. I've been watching Star Trek Enterprise. We just got through the first season. Before every single episode, I get an ad. I get an ad for Star Trek. Watch Star Trek. Watch Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It is the best Star Trek series ever. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because you have absolute idiots and numbskulls writing and planning out your show who have no care for the original and will never have any care for the original. And that's the problem. That's the problem. These people do not care about the original IP. They're never going to care. They're never going to care. They're never going to have any care for it. They're never going to nurture it and love it and bring it along. They're just going to ruin it. It's all about member berries. Oh my God. Like they're pulling it up on a wiki. I shit you not. Oh my God, girls, let's connect. Scissor time, and we'll look at member berries on the wiki. That way we can throw some strange things out. Oh my God. Oh God, it doesn't have to be Gene. It just has to be someone that loves and respects the content. That's all you need. Kurtzman isn't a wunderkid. Kurtzman is not a wunderkid. He's an idiot. He's sleepy. He's worse than Sleepy Joe. He's Sleepy Alex. He doesn't get it, and he's never going to get it. Because he doesn't care. Michael Gonzalez, you watched Enterprise, Loki? Yeah, I'm rewatching it for like the 10th time because Eris has never seen it. So she loves T'Pol. She loves Phlox. Those are her favorite characters. I'm a Trip and T'Pol guy. So they don't get it in their. I'm sure in their minds. I'm sure Larry. I am sure in their minds. He's like the bee's knees, the rat press, the greatest ever, whatever. But he's not. Grumpy old Marine Bit. In the future, soy boys are unable to impregnate women without the presence of a device in certain crevices. Huh. Let's not forget BSG is not far in the wings from a soft reboot as well. They're going to reboot it. They're going to reboot it again because they have no original ideas. They have no original ideas. I'll agree with that, Chris Persian. They did. Yes, they did. And it sucks. Because in the Hercules series, when they do the behind the scenes episode where they've got Alex Kurtzman and all the staff doing the show, he's always falling asleep at the conference table. So he's sleepy. Skull and Tuck and Roll from Snowdub. What's up, brother? Guys, if you aren't subscribed over at Snowdub, check him out. Go check out the Cotton Connection and the content. The El Perro's Antifa gang. El Perro has been locked in doggy jail. We'll see if he can get out. We'll see if he can get out and get. Flox is evil. No, Flox is not evil. Flox is great. Flox is great. Absolutely great. I still have Farscape. The rest of Hercules, Xena, and Lex, Andromeda. Yeah, I've got Farscape on Blu-ray. It's one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest of the 90s sci-fi run. I absolutely love it. I could watch Farscape. I dare them. I dare them to say, "Oh, Farscape's too campy and it's too old. It needs a fresh remake." Sure it does. Farscape is friendly, brilliant. How many people in here love Farscape? Give us a hand. Give us a hand. How many people in here love Farscape? I absolutely love it. We reviewed it. We talked about it. We went over it. I'd love to do that again at some point in the future. Talk about Farscape. Talk more about Farscape. Let's see him do that. Let's see him retell that. Let's see him start over with Jennifer Crichton, because you know that's what it's going to be. And Aaron Soong will be a chick with yeah, because that's the way they're going to do it. They'll have Dylan Mulhaney playing fucking Aaron Soong, because that's what we're going to get. It would give the Henson Company something to finally do. It would. It absolutely would, but it'd be absolute trash. I'm going to reboot Green Acres and make it edgy and dark. And who's to say they'd use the Henson Company? They just CGI everything. Rigel and all the other characters will just be CG. We won't do puppets and actual stuff. They couldn't even do a second season of Dark Crystal because they were up their own ass. This is what I love. This is what I absolutely love. Netflix tells the Henson Company, we want a Dark Crystal. We want a Dark Crystal thing. And they come to them with this CG thing. And they're like, no, we want it to look exactly like the movie. And they were like, they all look at each other. That's going to cost a lot of money. And they said, that's okay. We're ready to pay for it. And they did it. And then Netflix said, yeah, we're not going to do that again. We're not going to do that again. It would have been easier just to FX it and throw some CGI in there and have done it that way. You want it to look like the original, but you don't want it to be the original. See, that's exactly where Strange New Worlds is at right now. That is exactly where Strange New Worlds is at. We want it to remind you of Star Trek Z's and Warp Drive Z's and oh, look, it's a red shirt who has absolutely no one under her command. The head of security has no security force under her command, which makes a whole lot of sense. How does this work again? Well, we make it look C's like Star Trek C's, but it's not. It's a soap opera. Disney is trying to partner with Square Enix to make a live-action Final Fantasy series, and I'm going to violently riot. Yeah, well, it's because of Kingdom Hearts. If they do a Kingdom Heart ones, by all means, let them. I don't really give a shit. Let Sony and Disney go down that route and see what it gets them. Oopsie doopsie, the red shirt died. Yeah. That she doesn't even command because she doesn't do anything, even though she's the head of security on the ship. She doesn't do anything. Oh, look, she had an affair with Kirk, and then it got wiped from existence. Oopsies. Brainstorm. On a far-off glacier that is somehow in Texas, a colony of waddles decide to go out in the world to find and defeat the troll Wilton. Huh. Not a bad idea. Okay, I like it. Signed. Let's make it happen. They can't do that, though. They can't do that. Strange New Worlds isn't even alternate universe adjacent to Star Trek. They screwed up. They screwed up so bad, they had to go back and redo their entire pitch and say, yeah, it's not the same universe. Sorry, guys. They've been defending that from day one. Disco's in the same timeline. Strange New Worlds is in the same timeline. But they kept fucking it up. They kept screwing it up. Why? Because they don't know their assholes from their elbows when it comes to sci-fi, and they sure don't know Star Trek. And that's who you want, Paramount, to put in charge of your property. That's a great Disney move right there. That's a great Disney move right there. You have put idiots and morons that have no idea what the original content was like in charge of a property and said, go have field day. Do whatever, as long as it's woke and like a soap opera and kind of looks like the original, go ahead and do whatever you want to. That's madness. That's absolute madness. That doesn't inspire creativity. That's like, oh my God, it's ours now. Ladies, line up. Voltron, scissors. That's madness. Enjoy. Because you've killed it. Not unlike what happened with Doctor Who. You fucked it up. Can it be fixed? Get those people out. Get those people out and get people in that actually care about the content and love the content. You have a dozen people still alive from the Berman era. You have a dozen people still alive from the Berman area. Pick some and bring them back in and put them in charge of it. Sit them down and say, gentlemen and ladies, it's yours. Kick some ass. Because if you don't, it's gone. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to kick some effing ass. That's what you've got. Those are your options. Don't even get me started on Witcher. They tossed a coin, all right out of Geralt's ass. Don't even get me started on Witcher. A absolutely wonderful original idea. They brought it to life in the games. They brought the characters to life in the games. And what did they do? When they bring it to Netflix, they dumb it down and they fuck it up. This is how they think of you. This is how they look at you. You're dumb. And you can't follow an original story. You cannot follow deep, thoughtful, good content. And you wonder why IQs are dropping across the map. Oh my God, for the first time in forever, IQs are dropping, and that might not be a bad thing. The fucker that wrote that article should be ashamed of themselves. You're talking about stupidity, and you're talking about how that's a good thing. TV, movies used to be thought-provoking adventures. If you got something from it that someone else didn't, that's great. And people would argue that all the time. People would argue that all the time. Well, I saw it like this, and I saw it like this, and I got this out of it, and I got that out of it. When they don't have jobs, and they have no way to pay for themselves, and they have no way to take care of themselves, they'll start paying fucking attention. Or they'll just beg. So there's a TikToker wandering around on Twitter that just begs. I need food. Give me money. They just beg. I'm not shitting you. I'm not shitting you. They just beg. I need food today. Someone send me some money. What? That's where we are now. This is where we are. We are where, you don't have to think anything out. You don't have to worry about this. You can just ask. Just have your hand out constantly and ask. We're going to have an entire generation of gimmies. Does anybody remember gimmies in Star Trek? Gimmies. Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, gimmies. Gabriel Bell. Anybody remember that? We're already halfway there. Half the country's on government cheese. Half the country keeps just asking for shit. Gimme, 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 gimme. Give me money. Give me this. Give me that. Give me a wiffle ball bat. I don't need to pay for anything. You know what socialism does at the end of the day? This idea that they think is going to be so great. No one has original thought. No one is above the pack. Everybody is threaded into herd animals. Everybody gets put in a herd. Everybody gets put in a little box, and you stay there your entire life. You're going to be a farmer. You could have been a fucking rocket scientist. You never knew, but you're going to be a farmer. And you over here, you're gonna work in a garage because you're Hispanic, and Hispanics are well known to be great workers in a garage. That's what you're gonna get. It's funny that the people that are so loud about all of this has to be this way are pushing it to be exactly what they say they don't like. Isn't that interesting? I'm still upset my hot tub Twitch channel never took off. Good thing I've got my OnlyFans page cranking up. Okay. I didn't know you had a hot tub, Mark. Wow. Guys, apparently Mark has a hot tub page. Go check it out. Socialism is cancer that destroys everything. Just look at SAG and WGA. They all want more money, regardless of how they perform. Can you imagine that? Let me ask you something. And here we go. The people that made TNG, they didn't make dick. They really didn't. They didn't make much of anything. In fact, they had a wonderful time coming up with the money to pay Patrick Stewart, which is why when he was like, "I'll leave," they were like, "Okay, there's the door." We'll go with Jonathan because we pay him a quarter of what we pay you. Now, shit, they don't care. The woman that would be the first officer of the ship would want more than the leading star because that's the way it needs to be. Did you see the idiot on Twitter comparing Strange New Worlds musical to episodes of TNG that had singing in it on the holodeck or TOS where Uhura was singing or Spock playing his Vulcan lute? No clue. No, they don't. They don't. The people are just getting dumber. We are going backwards. We might have new technology. We might have things that make our lives easier, but we are going backwards. We are getting dumber. It's not the same. It'll never be the same. Right there, Nerdporial. It's not the same. It's simply not the same. It's not. It's nowhere near the same. Mockany Draws with a $10 super chat. When Hank Pym says, "Hey guys, I know socialism is a charged word, but we got to give it a chance," you completely write off everything from Marvel at this point forward. Luckily, I had completely wrote off everything before that because I have no faith in what Disney's doing, and I have no faith in Disney's direction. They've got to earn me back at Marvel, and they're not going to do that with the MCU. They're not going to do that with Loki season 2. They're not going to do that with any of that. Even if by some magical magic, and they won't because of Sylvie, Loki season 2 is great. By some miracle, it still won't save the MCU. They've dug their own hole. We talked the last couple of days, and thank you, Mockany, for that $10 super chat, brother. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and this one's just for you, brother. Skull!
Spartans! What is your profession?
The wrong button. Damn. We've talked the last 2 days about owning your shit. We talked Tuesday. We talked Wednesday. Owning your choices, owning your decisions, owning your shit. They can't. They can't. They won't. Because it's got to be great. It's got to be wonderful. It's got to be the bestest ever. It can't be that they made a mistake. It can't. And Star Trek's exactly the same way. Loki, if you order a burger with bacon and cheese, a side of fries, and a Coke, and I serve you a fresh plate of hot garbage, water with rocks, I deserve more money. They can kiss my ass. You don't deserve shit. I ain't paying you for that. Strange New Worlds is atrocious. Nothing like TOS, including Captain Pike. He's like the principal from Saved by the Bell. It's horrible. It's horrible. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, Anson Mount is gonna rock it." And I was like, "What? I don't know what people see in this fucking guy. He's the greatest captain ever, besides Mikey Berman." No, there's nothing even close. And when you see an ad on Paramount, the most successful watch Star Trek series ever. No, bitch, don't even get me started with that. No, it's not. And we both know it's not. We all know it's not the most successful Star Trek show ever. We know it's not. Don't give me that shit. Marty Jobs with $5 super chat. Also, with everything you just said about Star Trek and The Witcher, is why I have a hard time supporting any side in this SAG-AFTRA WGA strike. I won't support them. And I don't support the studios either, but I don't support any of it. I absolutely agree with you, Mockany. I don't support any of it. I'm not on anybody's side because they both suck and they're both greedy and they're both in the wrong. This one's just for you, brother. I'll hit the right button this time. Skull! Kicking some ass and taking some names with Machini. Snowdub, after 5 years, retired from making music. I head back to the studio today. Finally, Snowdub is getting back to my roots. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations, brother. Get back in the studio, kick some ass, take some names. We are all behind you 110%. Guy, anyone here who's not subscribed to Snowdub, make sure you get over to his channel. Please, if I could have a mod, throw a link in the chat. Get over there. Check out the Cotton Connection. Check out the puppets. You will not be disappointed. It's absolutely a hilarious laugh fest over there. Him and Punk Waddle and all the puppets, absolutely wonderful guys. You will not be sorry. All this woke crap has me worn out and bitter. Making music is my therapy, and I'm ready. This is my thing. Just like that, brother. Just like that. This is how I deal with it. This is how I get it. I get it out. This is how I talk about it. This is how I work through that shit. This is how I don't explode every single day, and my head doesn't explode when I see this horse shit. When I see what they're doing. Bring that bump back and get some snowballs to hang on your rearview mirror. Snowballs? Are you selling snowballs now? Holy shit. Is that a Mr. Freeze thing? Huh. Mr. Cold? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Snowballs from Mr. Cold. Holy shit. It's not impossible. They act like this is impossible. They act like this is an impossible thing to do. They act like this is an impossible thing to do. Like it's impossible to come out with something new and exciting. You could have come out with a space drama and called it Disco. You could have called it just Discovery, not Star Trek. Don't put it in the Star Trek universe because we don't want that shit. Because it's dumb and it's stupid and it's selfish. It's all about Mikey. It's all about Mikey. And her conversations in hallways and her cries. Her little cries in hallways with the crew. It's not Star Trek. It is something vile and it is something messed up. Darius Munchausen with $1.49 bag of popcorn. Thank you so very much, Darius Munchausen, for that. We're going to throw you a good one here. Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Yeah, make sure that you check out and see what's coming. We've got some greats from Snowdub, like Rents Due, bitch. We need more Rents Due. We need more tuck and rolls. Check him out and make sure, give me more money. I'm going to keep voting for higher taxes and lower quality of life and more crime, but I need more money. Just give me more money. Fascists. You fascist won't give me more money. I'd rather watch a clean Star Trek porn parody from Wes Moody. Keely Chow gets it. Space Disco, Lens, and Denim Flares sounds like a funky bunch. They're not. They're not. You'll bash your head in the keyboard before it's done. And Pacific 414 with a $5 super sticker. It's a pair lifting weights. He's lifted. He looks like Paulie. He looks like Paulie on a tough workout day. And it says, keep it up. Thank you so much, Pacific 414, for that $5 super sticker, brother. This one's just for you. Skull! And I guarantee you, Nerdporeal Lifeform, someone in that writing crew was like, oh my God, it'll be just like the movie. Because they don't fucking know any better. They don't know any better. It's a callback to the early movie. And they just don't know. That's Star Wars, you dumb bitch. Huh? It's Star Wars. It's Star Wars. That's not Star Trek. I thought they were the same. These are the people you've got in charge. These are the people you've got writing. These are the people you have put in charge, and you have gifted the ability to continue on a legacy that is now being destroyed under boot of the Gestapo Kurtzman. Because, oh my God, we're going to have the bestest ever. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Hey, why don't we steal from that new Star Wars show, Orville? If anybody gets that, they'll know why. It's Seth. Honest question, was there anything good that had Kurtzman's name on it? I liked Hercules, The Legendary Journeys. There's been a couple of movies that have been good that he's been attached to, but that he hasn't been in charge of. So there are a couple of things. Hercules, Legendary Journeys, Xena. He's just never been the showrunner. He's been someone on the team. Well, Loki, if he was in charge of Hercules, he can't be that bad. He wasn't. He wasn't in charge. He was a producer, but he wasn't in charge. He was the lowest man on the totem pole. The Enterprise is a TARDIS. Oh my God, Z's. And suddenly I've lost chat in the studio, so I don't even know if I'm still on. Transformers Prime, he was attached to that. Mikey Burnham knows all. Space Jesus, yay, boo, boring, every episode. Yes. No, I agree with that. Yeah. This is the last message I got on StreamYards. So, yeah. Showrunner. Yeah. Yeah. He's not a showrunner. He shouldn't be in charge of anything. He shouldn't be in charge of the property. He shouldn't have anything to do with the IP. They need to get rid of him and bring in somebody else. And that's just that. They will not agree with that. They will not get rid of him. They were under contract with Bad Reboot. They've got to get out of that contract. And they're just going to keep going. Well, look-sies. People kind of like this one. People kind of like that one. Everybody tuned in to the music one. I didn't. I watched it on a different platform. And I've still got a free month of Paramount Plus. I've still got a free month of this shit that I could have watched it on, but I won't give them the satisfaction of doing that. I'll watch it over on another website where they don't keep track of the analytics. I'm tired of supporting them. Secret Bunghole, Bad Reboot is JJ. Yeah. I'm not going to support them. I'm not going to back them up. I'm not going to do their shit. We're tired of this. We are tired of this. If you're not going to respect the original IP, make something else. It is that simple. If you are not going to respect the IP, make something else. Make something different. Bruce McFadden with a $2 super chat. Mikey Spock, every damn episode forever. They're always in charge of everything. They're the Queen Slayers. Yay, great. This one's just for you, Bruce. Go! not rewatching any new Trek. I don't blame you. It's almost blatant dishonesty. It is. It is. They've wrapped a turd in a box up in Star Trek paper. And they're like, here you go. And as soon as you take it, you know something's wrong. Because you're like, what's that smell? What's that smell? And as you start opening up the box, you realize that what's underneath that Star Trek paper is shit. It's shit. It's absolute shit. Same with Star Wars. Same with Star Wars. Same with all of it. I have no idea how I knew that, Bush. I just threw it at you. Long live the fighter's brother. It's one of my favorites. That's why it's on there. That's why it stayed on there. That's why it's still there. I've got a couple that have been on there forever. The dollar bill was the original skull. Let's see. Dragonfire's been here for a while. The Spartan skull's been here close to forever. The Dune skull, the Conan skull, the Viking skull, the Fanta, Orange Fanta, the Az skull, Gladiator skull. Those are all first gen skulls. So I think everything else has got added on later. There's some original skulls. I originally was just going to have one, the dollar one. That's a dollar bill, boy. Yeah, dollar bill was the first one. So that was going to be the only one. And people asked me, am I going to make more? Am I going to have more skulls? And I was like, I guess I could. Nothing's keeping me from doing that. They don't want to come out with anything original because they don't want it to fail. They don't want to be looked at as failures. That's what it comes down to. I've said it from the very beginning. This is why they will not do something original, is because they do not want the fingers pointed at them and saying, you're the reason why this failed. It's everyone else's fault if something's wrong. So it's a lot easier to blame all of you for its failure instead of blaming themselves for making something that sucks. Mocking draws, except they're already failures, though. That's right. They're already failures. Wish I could highlight that. They're already failures. But they don't want anyone to see that. So as long as they can blame you, you're their way out. You're their scapegoat. And you know what? I see that shit all the time. That's why we've talked the last 2 days about taking ownership of your shit. When you fuck up, admit, you know what? I screwed up. I screwed up. I made a mistake. I own it. Move forward. They can't do that. They can't be wrong. They can't be failures. Just look at Elizabeth Banks. She can't be a failure. It's all of your fault. It's always somebody else's fault. I never went out and said this was a kick-ass girl movie. You can't blame me for that. 3 months earlier, this is a kick-ass girl movie. Women are going to want to go see it. And if guys don't, then they're bitch-ass afraid of going to see a kick-ass girl movie. Uh-huh. I never said anything like that. It's man-haters that are the problem. It's the old fans. It's their fault. And guess what? You don't get to do that anymore, bitch. You don't get to sit there and be like, it's all of your faults. None of them do. None of them get to do that. Marketing draws with the $5 super chat. I look at this the same way I look at Rachel Ziegler opening her mouth. These people were never told no or were forced to apologize as a child. I absolutely agree with that. They were never told no, and they were never forced to apologize. No, that's the same thing with Brie Larson. Brie the Cheese Larson. It's the exact same way. It's the exact same attitude. It's the exact same thought process. They don't get it, and they never will. They absolutely, positively are never going to get it. Why? I got to do whatever I wanted to as a kid. I could sit in my room and paint on the walls, and I made my own worlds where I was a star. And you wonder why her head's halfway up her ass. Because they were never told no. They were never told to apologize. And they were never told they were wrong. Thank you so much, Mackney, for that $5 super chat. This one's just for you, brother. Skull!
Spartans! What is your profession?
Throw you another one before we get out of here. How about we punch an old woman in the face?
God, I want to punch an old woman in the face.
Yes. I only had a beard. Holy shit. Guys, we're getting out of here. We are getting out of here. Thank you so very much. We will be back later tonight. If we aren't, I will leave you a message. But me and Adega should be back later tonight. If for some reason we are not on at 7 p.m. Central, check the comments tab of the channel and see if we've canceled. But we should be on. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And I'll see you tomorrow morning for the weekend review with the Rooster Dave Bob and the lady, the queen of Avalon 19, Arwen Avalon. Have a great one, everybody. Where the hell's the exit button?
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.